welcome. I'm Brenny Larson, and
I'm James J.
we are here today to do exterior feng shui training for you. I'm going to give you a little bit of background on myself, and then James will tell you a little bit about himself. We are certified in Black Sect Feng Shui, and I've been doing this for 15 years now. I actually am known as the Feng Shui Messenger, and I've done tons, maybe 200 or more interviews with Feng Shui experts. We're also teachers and consultants. We just love what we do. And we wanted to share this information with you because we know a lot of people talk about interior Feng Shui, and we want to make sure that you understand exterior Feng Shui so you have a great life. I've been doing it 15 years. How long have you, James?
Well, Brenny, I've been practicing Feng Shui for almost 25 years. I've actually started one of the first professional Feng Shui training programs in the U.S. and have been taking people to China for the last 15 years. One trip which you were on, which was quite fun and interesting.
Everyone needs to go to China with James and Helen J. That's all I'm going to say.
It's awesome. It really is. But we're really excited to be here today to present to you things you can do on the exterior of your home. Now, a lot of people think about Feng Shui, how it applies to the interior of your home, but it's equally as important to have good Feng Shui outside your home as well. So that's what we're going to be going through today. And we always like to start our presentations by honoring our teacher, Grandmaster Thomas Lin Yun. And I'll grab a picture of him here. There you go. Hope you can all see my screen. And actually, without Grandmaster Lin Yun, none of us would probably be studying Feng Shui or practicing it, because he was the first person to bring Feng Shui to the West. And as a Buddhist, he felt that the West really needed Feng Shui. So from his compassionate background, he decided to come to the U.S. and start training Westerners in the art of Feng Shui.
Thank you, Grandmaster Lin.
Yep, thank you very much. So today we're going to go through several factors that you want to pay attention to when you're applying Feng Shui to your exterior. Now, when we do Feng Shui, we always have invisible and visible factors. Okay, so obviously invisible means you can't see it, and visible means you can. So invisible are things like energetics, what's happened on the property before, things like that. And so we're just gonna, Bernie and I are gonna go through a lot of things that you really need to pay attention to. So Bernie, if you wanna
Sure.
start
So
off.
this is Black Sect BTB Feng Shui. That's what we study, and this is our perspective. This is what we were taught from our master. So in the invisible, the first thing we're going to talk about is 3 secrets of reinforcement. Then next is the ever-changing 8 trigrams, or the Bagua. We call it an energy map. And what's great about this is we're going to teach about how to lay it over property instead of just a house. I know a lot of people may know about Feng Shui and they think it's only interior, but it's definitely not. Interior chi adjustments, exterior chi adjustments.
And if I could just interject a second here, that chi adjustments are very, very important for the energy of a property. So sometimes a place may look nice, but it just doesn't feel right. And so we can use these chi adjustments to really adjust the energetic feel of a property.
Right, because you're not seeing that energy, or maybe you are, but most people are not. And so it's very important, interior and exterior chi adjustments.
Definitely.
Then we're going to talk a little bit about blessings here, like the turning Dharma wheel, the tracing of the 9-star path, which we use a whole lot, don't we, James?
Oh, absolutely.
And
one of my favorites.
It is one of my favorites. And also then we're going to talk about the 8-door wheel arrangement. And also blessings of site purifications. This is things like before the use of the land and the lot, like demolitions or people are moving in. It's a groundbreaking. Maybe there's funerals, weddings, grand openings, feng shui consultations. Chi uplifting the house and office. So there's a whole lot under just the site purification, and obviously predecessor situations are so important. We always look at this because it's so. Let me give you an example, like injury and death versus longevity, or moving into a smaller home versus moving into a larger home, layoffs versus promotions, divorce or getting married, burglary versus safety. So this is really important that we understand to look at predecessor energy. That tells us a whole lot what's going on. And as experts, we know where to go and look for those situations so we can help you make adjustments so that those things don't happen to you. Okay, there's the invisible perspective. Now we're going to go into the visible, which obviously means you can see it, right, James?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was just going to make a point, though. This predecessor situation is really crucial because, let's say you bought a home that was in foreclosure or a divorce sale. The last thing you want is to take on the energy of what's happened on the property. So we look at that predecessor situation or predecessor history as a very, very important factor.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to point out is 4 of the 9 things listed there are blessings. So
Yeah,
purifications and blessings. We're big into that because, like James said, we don't want that negative situation to happen, and we want to make sure to clear that energy out and we can take care of it. So let's go on to visible, James.
okay. So the first one we see is the chi of the land, and that is, chi is life force or life energy. And feng shui, one of the main premises of feng shui is that we are enhancing our life energy, our chi. And I'm sure most of you have heard words like qigong, tai chi, these practices that raise a person's personal chi. And in feng shui, we know that also the physical world has chi, and our homes have chi, and of course the land has chi. And so one of the purposes of feng shui is to help raise the chi of any location. So we're going to look at that. Then we're going to look at the shape of your lot. Does it have any missing areas? What shape is it? Is it a money bag shape? Is it a dustpan shape? So all the different shapes of people's lots that their homes are on can have a different impact on the people living there.
James, I just want to point out, from being in real estate, most people do not have a clue the shape of their lot until you actually pull it up.
Yeah.
James is really great. He loves Google Earth, where you can look down at it.
Yep.
Otherwise, you can always, get it from the courthouse too. But it's really important, and that's where some people get confused. They may have done great interior feng shui, but maybe something as simple as the shape of their lot is making it so all these wonderful adjustments are not as powerful as they could be.
Absolutely. And we also look at the shape of the house. So as part of exterior feng shui, we want to look at the footprint. And as Brittany mentioned, I like to go to Google Earth, just type in your address and you can get a bird's eye view of your, the footprint of your home. Very, very interesting to do. Then we're going to look at floor plans. We want to see, how to analyze where the bedrooms are located, so on and so forth. We're going to look at interior factors, okay, but we're going to focus mostly on exterior factors. So since there's so much information in feng shui and so much on just the exterior that we can spend a lot of time just talking about all the different factors that are involved. So having said that, exterior feng shui is the focus of this class. So, what is exterior feng shui? Did you want to take it, Brenny?
Well, you know what? It is really important that people understand roads and streets. Are they coming directly at your house? Or is there like a very loud major highway in front of your house? It's really important to take a look at the roads and the streets because they are the pathways. They are how chi travels. Just like it goes down a river and we want things to meander, you do not want a road or a street to be coming directly at your house, especially like if it's at your bedroom or something. Just think if somebody's brakes went out and they came zipping into your house. So roads and streets are really important.
Yep, I agree. We've got bridges. Now, bridges are kind of a special case because they carry a lot of weight. So if you have a bridge, and in China this is very common, if a business, for instance, has a bridge crossing right in front of it, they will put up feng shui cures to counteract the energy of all that weight that's like blocking the chi from coming into their business. I saw a bank in particular that had all these feng shui enhancements in Beijing just because of this overpass right in front of their door. And in order not to lose money as a bank, they had to put up the feng shui cures. And so we'll go through a lot of the types of cures or enhancements you can do for any of these problems.
Trees. Everybody knows
Tree.
I love trees, but man, there's a whole lot of trees, James. There's tall trees, short trees, fat trees, skinny trees, trees that are, prickly like a pine tree and beautiful flowering trees. So it's important to understand shapes of trees, sizes of trees, colors of trees. Are they bearing fruit? Are they, just blossoming and beautiful? It depends so that you understand the impact on all these trees, which
Mhm.
impact the exterior chi of your property.
And also, there's certain plants that represent certain aspects of your life. For instance, if you want to have a lot of kids, you plant a pomegranate tree because when you open the pomegranate, it's filled with hundreds of seeds, and those represent children. So every plant has a specific meaning in feng shui, which we want to go over.
So I see a lot of women that don't want children right now running out and digging up the pomegranate
Get rid of the pomegranates. uh,
But it's just an example of the many layers to feng shui. Just talking about trees and flowers and plants, there's so many different levels energetically and how they impact you. And those are some really fun things that we like to talk about.
Absolutely.
Ooh, the shape of a roof. Now, come on, James. Does that really have an impact?
It certainly can, especially when we talk about, poison arrows, which a lot of times the roofs will come together in a point. And if that's pointing at your front door, at your bedroom, or something like that, then that's a very serious feng shui problem.
So that's what a poison arrow is, in case you need a little bit of clarity if you don't know about feng shui. It's if you could energetically see, it's where a point is coming, like the point of a cabinet or a point of a table or the point of a roof. That energy is pointing directly at you, and it will have a huge impact on your health and the other areas of the energy map.
Absolutely. We also want to look at temples and churches. Now, you may say, well, what's wrong with a temple or a church? Nothing. However, oftentimes temples and churches may be dealing with funerals. And we call, in feng shui, we call that yin feng shui, whereas feng shui for the living is yang or yang feng shui. And if we're in proximity to like a graveyard even, or a place that has funerals, and that's too much yin energy for our life. So again, we want to do some sort of enhancement, cure, remedy for that situation.
And James, when you're talking about funerals and stuff, also people are usually crying and they're upset, and that's the energy that is
Right.
constantly being bombarded in the area.
Absolutely. We want to look at water. Do you have standing water, moving water? Is water behind your home? Is it in front of your home? Is it to either side? All this has an impact.
You know, being from Minnesota, I have to say it's very important to understand the lakes. There's 453 lakes in my hometown. And people sometimes get confused how to lay that bakwa out and how important it is to understand that big forceful energy. And then the ocean, James, you know, is from California, so that's a little bit more yang energy, as we call it, than a lake.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a little. All right.
We want
So, oh,
telephone
telephone
lines or
lines.
telephone poles. They can cause major problems.
And they're ugly.
Yeah. Fortunately, a lot of utilities are are starting to be buried, so that's a little better. But we still have them, and we have to deal with them. Then we've got electric transformers. Very serious problem. Can cause huge fields of electromagnetic radiation, and so that has to be mitigated as well. You want to take this one, Brenny?
Well, color. You know, I love color. I love the five elements. And to me, color is pretty simple to understand. How does it make you feel when you look at it? You know, is it
Mm-hmm.
an active energy color, you know, like red? Or is it inactive energy, more yin energy? You know, when you're talking about the whites and the grays or the colors of the earth tones. We always talk about the five elements in any feng shui because that's one of the bases, just like yin and yang. So you need a balance of active and inactive, and the color spectrum is that, and it relates to the seasons also. So the elements and the seasons and the colors have a huge impact on you, especially once you get to know your personal energy number a little bit better. If you followed me at all, I'm a wood element. You will understand that really well. So a lot of red around me isn't good, is it, James?
No, not really. And yeah, the elements really play, a pivotal role in understanding feng shui. And as far as color goes, you really need specific colors in specific areas in order to enhance your life.
And this is how we lay out the energy map. If the colors, if they're imbalanced, they're going to imbalance your life. So
Yeah.
it's important, and it's not just laying the energy map or bagua out of the entire property, which you do. James and I, what we really like to do is take like the backyard or the front yard, especially when we find out a little bit more about what's going on in your life, and take a specific look there to see what colors you have. So you can change the energy of the exterior with your plants and flowers and
Hmm.
trees. And nobody knows you're doing feng shui but you.
Absolutely. In fact, Brenny, you bring up a good point about teaching people exactly how to lay this bagua energy map out. The bagua is pretty much our most important tool in feng shui. So it determines what areas of your life are affected by what's going on in the different areas of your home, your lot, your bedroom. So we're going to really dive deep into this bagua so that you really understand not only how to do it, but why. I find that's one of the most crucial questions because people ask me, why is that called a wealth corner? Well, there's a reason. And it all has to do with the energetic makeup of these 8 symbols.
And I just have to throw in there, as you knew I would, James, and the bagua is, you know, if you're having health issues, we take a look at the bagua specifically to go to that area, whether it's interior or exterior or both. I'm just going to give you an example. If your eyes, if you move into a house and within 3 years your eyesight, you're having challenges, James and I are going to look at the bagua of your house, and we're going to look at the bagua of your property in the fame and reputation area, which is red. A little red's okay.
Well, if it's in the right place.
That's right. If it's in the right place.
So we're also going to look at things you may have near your home, like airports or harbors, or train stations. All these various things have an impact.
I got to throw one in because in my hometown we have a raceway, an international raceway, and we have what's called Camp Ripley. And I thought it was thundering, but the sun was shining, and that's because they were shooting off cannons. So
Oh,
we
fun.
didn't have that one, but next time we will.
Right. Cannon fire.
Cannon fire.
Avoid that if you can.
Yeah.
Are there cell towers or transmission towers in your area? I mean, these can have an effect, and there's tools that you can measure how much radiation you're actually getting. So we'll go over that as well. Do you live near a dump? Years ago, I lived close to a dump, and I'll tell you, you could smell it, and it's not good feng shui.
Not good feng shui, and everybody's driving and dumping stuff off, and the traffic of bringing negative energy just doesn't sound very pleasant to me, James.
Right. Absolutely. And oh, you could have a nuclear waste site near your home. Very dangerous.
Yeah, that's probably not going to work for me, is it?
Yeah, probably not.
So this is just to give you an example of just the topics, just the mere topics associated with exterior feng shui. In each one of the topics, there's many more levels to it. And of course, we learn to analyze things and then why and how you correct that energy. 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, you can easily correct things. And then sometimes it's like, maybe if I had a nuclear waste plant behind me with transmission and cell towers to the right and an airport to the left, it might just be better to move.
Yeah, it might be. It's a good sign. We usually don't recommend that people, have to move because it's not an easy thing to do. But if you had a situation like that, yeah, I would say time to move on.
Now, that's a really good point, though, James, you brought up is if you're looking at buying a house, I highly suggest you have a feng shui consultant assist you so you know what energy you're moving into.
Mm-hmm.
It's you got to love your house, of course, but sometimes when we look at the floor plan of the house or the floor plan of the property, or
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to say, should I take A or B?
Right.
And that's one of your biggest investments. So, James, we're just touching upon a couple things here to let people understand what exterior feng shui is all about and why it's important you understand it. So do you want to talk a little bit about what we have put together and how much fun we are ready to have with you if you want to join with us in this awesome program?
For sure. Yeah, we have, Bernie and I have put together a 6-week exterior feng shui program that will go through all the topics we've covered and much more. I mean, we haven't even mentioned landscaping. We're going to show people how to do landscaping with feng shui principles. And it'll be a 6-week program once a week. And you can join Brenny and I for it.
And don't worry, everything's recorded. It's in a membership site. It's going to be super easy for you to take part. And also, we love having private Facebook groups because that's where we can really see where challenges are and we can help you. And it's a community of people of like minds that are interested in this topic and want to have a better life flow in for them, and that's what it's all about. We love interior feng shui, but James and I were talking and we said there is something missing, and it is the exterior feng shui of how the energy is impacting you from the outside. So 6-week course, and the first thing we're going to do as soon as you sign up is we're going to give you some tasks or homework. I don't like that word. um, to get started, because like I said, most of you may not even know the shape of your lot. So we're going to give you some things to do to get started, and then every week will be a new module, and we are going to dive into this, and we promise to over deliver.
Oh, we're going to give a ton of content, and it's only $197. I mean, it's really a good deal. And there's a button just below this video that you can access the special offer and sign up for the class.
And you know what, James? I know some people that may even sound like a lot of money,
Sure,
$197.
sure.
So let's do a two pay of $99. That means you pay $99 today, and then in 1 month you pay another $99. And
Excellent.
you're going to have access to PDF files and videos, the Facebook group, and two experts with 40 years of feng shui knowledge.
Yes, take advantage of it for sure.
All right, so if you're interested, all you have to do is click on the button and get started today. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, everyone.